Hello, can you hear me now? Should be able to hear me now, right? You should be. Okay. That should be. There we go. Okay, it's working. I hear myself too. Okay. All right. Hello, Alfonso. How are you? Welcome. Jonathan, hello. Mac Cheese, hello to you as well. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. I played Dave the Diver last stream, and I used a voice changer, and I forgot to switch it back to the non-voice changer settings. So I apologize, but thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Mark Leap, hello. How are you? Yeah, so I'm not normally live this late. I usually start like 2 hours before now, but I'm starting a new schedule at work, so this is probably going to be closer to the time I'm going to be live from now on. So it might be a bit of a quiet stream because they're, my regular people don't really know what's going on. I let them know that there was going to be a change in schedule, but even I don't know for sure what's going to happen because my schedule's changed. I used to get home at around 4 in the morning, but I'm going to be getting home closer to like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I was thinking I was going to get home closer to 9, but it looks like it's going to be closer to like 7:30. So it's going to mess with my schedule a little bit, but it's probably going to be closer to around this time. I'm also going to be shifting some of my dates around because I've been streaming Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I might end up switching it to like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, something like that. I don't know. I haven't fully decided yet. But that's kind of where we're standing right now. Your pet ant is barking. Oh no. Is it angry or is it just guarding you? Or is that its way of showing emotions? Can I play Kingdom Hearts next time? No. But I will play it at some point. I tried it on stream for a couple of streams. This was a couple years back and nobody watched, like, at all. And this was at a time where I was averaging about 20 viewers per stream. And then I did a Kingdom Hearts stream, and during this part where I'm talking to people, it was at like 10 or 15. And then as gameplay started, it literally dropped to 0. And then I did a 3-hour stream to nobody. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because right now my numbers, they hover between 0 and 5. But my community isn't really interested in Kingdom Hearts. I'm willing to try it again, but not next time. Only because I don't have it installed on anything. I don't have anything set up for it. And I've already got it next stream earmarked because Baldur's Gate is out. And I thought it was out tomorrow. I didn't realize it's already out. So I am going to be installing it after the stream, and then I'm going to be playing it tomorrow. So that's kind of where we're going to be going. But Kingdom Hearts, I'll eventually try it again because I personally like Kingdom Hearts. I'm not a giant fan. I don't know all the lore. I don't know the timeline or any of that stuff. But I really enjoyed the first Kingdom Hearts. I struggled with the second. I really liked the one that was on the PS Vita. The one that had like the 3 characters. I really, really liked that one. So I want to go back and play the original 4, like the 4 mainline games at least, because I own the story so far, and I own 4. So I do want to play it. I just haven't gotten around to it. So, but I will be doing it. No, we're starting super late, super late. But yeah, I'll try it. I just can't promise that you'll catch it because it might be on a day you're not available. And I don't know how well it'll go because, like I said, the last time I did it, nobody watched. I don't know. I guess just my community isn't really the type to be into Kingdom Hearts. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what happened that time, but I'll try it. Yeah, Nier, we start really, really late. Basically, I started a new schedule, I guess, at work, so it's actually making me get home way later. Like, I got home at around 7:15 tonight, or this morning, after being up since yesterday at 10 in the morning. So I was up for about 21 hours and I went to sleep, and then I woke up about an hour ago. So I'm probably gonna start streaming around this time from now on. It's not 100% set in stone because I'm still in the middle of training another guy, and so that's kind of thrown my whole day out of whack because last night I had to go into work at my regular time and then come home and twiddle my thumbs for a few hours and then go back to work, which just like drained me because I was able to take like a half an hour nap, but it wasn't enough. So I don't know exactly what time I'll be starting from now on, but it's going to be pretty close to this time. I'm also going to be switching my dates. Right now I've been doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It's looking like I'm going to be moving things around only because my days off are now switched. And so it's going to be a lot harder for me to like juggle what days I'm going to be streaming and not. For the next while, it's just going to be kind of whenever I'm not dead tired. Like today, I actually feel pretty okay. I'm tired, but I'm feeling pretty okay. Yesterday, I felt really tired. So I still don't know, but it's probably going to be around this time that I'll be streaming anyway. That's kind of where we're sitting. So I am a subcontractor, but I'm basically self-employed. I work for like an industrial sanitation company, basically cleaning, but we clean like a variety of stuff. It's not really being a janitor because there's a lot of like disinfecting involved, and we use like big machines and stuff. And I work for myself, so it's pretty nice because I'm not just hired onto one place. I just take on contracts, and then it's up to me to work quick or slow or whatever. But yeah, that's what I do. What time is it in the US? A few hours difference. I'm actually in Canada. So I'm in Canada, and it is 3:30 in the afternoon for me. So you're sitting, what, like 9:30 in the evening, roughly? Between 8:30 and 9:30? Is that where you are? But yeah, it's 3:30 in the afternoon for me. I usually start like 2 hours earlier than now. And even like 3 months ago, I was starting 2 hours before then. So I was actually like 4 hours earlier before, but I've slowly kind of been shifting it later and later into the day, just as like my schedule has changed, because before it was super, super early because I used to have to pick up my daughter from school. And so I needed to start the stream early enough so I could have a chance to stream and then still be able to go pick her up. Then when summer vacation hit for her, I was able to start a little bit later, which allowed me to sleep a little bit later. And now I have a new work schedule, which is going to push it even later. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now. This is SX. This is the new hairstyle. You're moving to Canada soon? Nice. Where are you moving to? Are we there yet? Not yet, Adu. Long time no see. How are you? It's 3:31. Dang it. Had to call me out like that, didn't you? You had to call me out like that. Oh, man. Thank you, SX. Thank you. Yeah, it's... I'm still getting used to it. I still feel a little bit weird when I look at myself. Not in a bad way. I'm just not used to my hair this way. I've had the same hairstyle now for 6 months, and this is a pretty big change. But I think the biggest part I'm struggling with is the annoyance of it, because like it pokes me in the eye, it gets in the way. Sometimes it gets really messy. Like the last stream, I had like a tuft just like sticking straight up, and I couldn't get it to move. Today I tried a little bit of a different way of styling it. Not the actual hairstyle, but like what I used in my hair and how I did it. And I think it worked. The brush I have isn't very good. So I'm gonna have to like do some research to find a brush that's a little bit better. But yeah, I kind of like it. It's growing on me. Like I said, it's different, so I'm still getting used to it, but I do like it. It depends on how the season works out, but my daughter is getting like 2 months and like a week roughly, because we pulled her out of school a week early, but she would have been at school until the end of June, and then the first week of July, or all of July, and then all of August, and then she goes in on the first Monday in September is when they usually go back in. So we get about 2 months. I'm good. You're in Vancouver. Oh, you're going to Vancouver. Dude, Vancouver has really nice weather, although I don't know where you're from, Mark. I don't remember. I know you told me, but I don't remember. But Vancouver has a lot of weather that's very similar to England when it comes to like, it's very rainy, it's very overcast a lot of the year. But Vancouver has the nicest weather out of all of Canada. So you're going to get the lighter winters, you're going to get the nicer summers. It's a little bit like more restrained. You don't get the extremes like where I am. Well, where I am specifically, I don't get as extreme, but like up north a couple of hours, you can go from like severely cold in the winter and severely hot in the summer. Here it goes really warm and really cold, but not insane, just because I'm right by the river and stuff, so that kind of tends to calm the weather down. But Vancouver tends to have beautiful weather. It's expensive though. Vancouver is expensive AF, but it's beautiful. I've always wanted to go there. I've never been, but that's like, if I were to leave my province in Canada, I'd want to go to BC, and I'd specifically want to go to Vancouver, but BC I wouldn't mind living in. You're getting around 2 months? Nice. Yeah, Quebec gets the worst. You guys get horrible snow too. Like, we'll get like 4 feet of snow and we'll be freaking out. And then you look at Quebec and it's like 10 feet. It's like, holy crap. Quebec gets it rough. Quebec gets it rough. A lot of the world is going underwater, Symbol. A lot of the world is. I wouldn't be surprised if Vancouver would end up underwater eventually. I don't think it's anything that's going to happen in like our lifetime, but it's probably in the horizon. Yeah, see, and it's changed now. I see it with my daughter. It wasn't this way as much when I was a kid. But like the kids get usually like a week off around Christmas time. And then they get like a week off in the spring. And then that's pretty much it. But they get a bunch of like random days off. So like my daughter would go to school for like 3 weeks where she'd go for the full 5 days. And then she'd get one, Friday off. And then another 2 or 3 weeks, the full 5 days. Then she'd get like a Monday off. So she wouldn't get like a specific long break, but she got intermittent days off, which kind of helped. But yeah, we just get the summer break and then that's it, really, as like a proper break. Usually only a week. Sometimes it can be 2. It kind of depends on how it falls. It really depends on the timing, but it's usually about a week. You have hate and like feelings about Assassin's Creed 2. I haven't played Assassin's Creed 2 in years. Anyway, so we're going to be playing some Elden Ring. I don't know what I'm doing. Nier was helping me last time, and so I'm probably going to rely on Nier some more if you're around still. Around 2 weeks, maybe a bit more. Yeah, something like it kind of depends here. I remember it being 2 weeks, but the last Christmas vacation, my daughter got like a week and like a few days. It wasn't the full 2 weeks. It was really weird. But things have been changing a lot here because we've gotten a guy in charge of our education system who has zero idea what he's doing, and he's just kind of guessing as he goes. And so he changes things on a whim. It's really hard for us to know what the hell's going on at all times. But anyways, we're going to continue. And I was going to say Ansem. Ty, I know it's a day late. But hold on, everybody. It was Ty's birthday. Whoops. I pushed Alt instead of... I put Alt F4 instead of the function button F4. In my defense, Alt and the function button are side by side on my keyboard. It's Ty's birthday today. So, or yesterday, it was yesterday, but today is the first day that I'm live with Ty being here, so happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, you looked handsome in your new shirts, happy birthday to you. I hope you had a good birthday, man. I hope you enjoyed it. Those shirts are pretty cool. I love the Zelda shirt. I'm really jealous. That's a really nice Zelda shirt. But I hope you had a good birthday, and kind of sucks that it was midweek, but hopefully it was okay, Hopefully it was okay. Your birthday was on the 26th. Well, happy birthday, Mac Cheese. Happy birthday. Yours was 21st. So many people had birthdays so nearby. Mine was back in April. Mine was a few months ago. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to be playing some Elden Ring. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm slightly underpowered, so it's probably going to be a bit rough, but I'm okay with that. I also haven't played a lot of Soulsborne games in like 3 months. I completely stopped playing all of them. So we played it on Monday, but that's pretty much all the practice I've had in a couple of months. So it's going to be pretty bad. I'm already rough at the game. It's going to be pretty bad, but I'm okay with that. Nice, Adu, nice. So we are very similar. Oh man, but yeah, so that's pretty much all the news from me. I'm gonna be a mess for the next little while, just because I got to get used to the whole new schedule, and then I got to rearrange the whole house, and that's gonna be a bit weird because my brother leaves on vacation like within a couple of days of Alana moving as well, and so I won't have time to actually set up the room, so I'm probably going to end up sitting in this room for a while, like for another like 3-4 weeks maybe, until I can take a couple of days off, because my brother going on vacation means I'm taking over his work, and I'm going to be working with his wife, but his wife has the habit of being late a lot, and so it's going to like throw off a lot of my schedule. And so I don't know how that's going to work out, because she's also covering some stuff for my brother. So there might be nights where like she won't be showing up until like an hour later than I'm used to. And it's going to like, it's going to mess with the week. So I'm not going to have energy to rearrange the whole apartment. So I'm probably going to leave it the way it is for a couple of weeks. If anything, I might move my bed. But it's this is going to be the scenery for a bit. And then I'm gonna do a whole live stream where I reset the whole computer, because it's gonna be a really long a really long process. Godfrey, hello, how are you? You're unbeatable. Nobody would ever be able to beat you. I know. Yeah, underpowered. Yeah, Nier. I'm pretty positive I'm underpowered. All right, Jonathan, have yourself a good night. You got to be up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to be starting my work at 4 a.m. No, I'm not going to be starting. I'm going to be starting a new location at around 4 a.m. tonight. Oh, well. I guess so, Nier. I guess so. I don't know. They're on YouTube. They're mocking me. They're mocking me. You're mocking me, aren't you? But yeah, let's do this, I guess. Let's do it. Is it? Of course it's not showing, because I don't have it set up. No Alt F4. Whoops. Whoops. Merle, hello. Aren't you supposed to be at work, Merle? Merle. I just had a moment of sadness, everybody. Allow me to be sad for a minute. Merle is one of my 3 loves. And Merle comes to the stream every stream, but Merle always comes right before she goes to work. But I'm starting my streams later. That's so saddening. That is so saddening, because then that means you're off today. Nice. Okay, well, hopefully you'll be able to hang out, because I was just saying this. I don't know if I said it when Ty was here, but for both of you, this is probably going to be closer to the time I'm going to be starting my streams from now on, because I'm going to be working way later than before. Like I used to get home at around 4:30 in the morning, and now like I'm starting my last location at 5 in the morning. I'm not going to be getting home as late as I thought. I thought I was going to be getting home closer to 9 a.m., but I'm going to be getting closer to like 7:30, somewhere in there. So I'm probably going to be starting my streams around this time in order to be able to get some sleep. For the time being, it may turn out that I might actually go to bed early, go to bed at like 7 p.m. and then get up at 1 in the morning to go to work. I'm not sure. It kind of depends on how things work out. And then I would end up doing my streams a lot earlier, but we'll see. For now, I'm going to be doing them at this time. It's just hard for me to kind of calculate, because the last few days I've been training a new guy at work, but he wants to go in early. So I've been going in at my regular time. But then like last night I sat here for a couple of hours waiting for the evening stuff, or the later in the day stuff, later in the night stuff. So it really threw off my day, because I couldn't sleep early enough, because I had to be up to go to work. And then in the in-between, I got like a half an hour nap, because it wasn't enough for a full sleep. And then I got home at like 7:30. So I'm not sure how the schedule's going to work, how my body's going to feel, but I'm probably going to be live around this time, maybe. How did it go, man? When is your exam? I know I asked. I don't know if you answered. When is your exam? I'm really hoping you do well, man, because it's so frustrating. What do I mean by jump scares? Godfrey, watch the caps. It's only because it's hard for me to tell if you're yelling or not. Basically, if somebody donates $6.66, it triggers a loud scream in my ears, and then that jump scares me. Like somebody coming up and going, boo, and scaring you. It's the equivalent of that. So you pay $6.66, and that triggers in my ears without me knowing, and then I get scared. That's pretty much it. Oh, it's on now. Why wasn't it on a second ago? Oh, well. September 12th, 13th, and 14th. Okay, so you've got a little bit over a month. You're working really hard at it. So I'm gonna say you're gonna do well because you've put in a lot of work. It's not like you've only been working for like 2 weeks and then it's the exam. You're putting like over a month of like real hard work, not just like casually working on it. I have a feeling by the time you get there, it's either gonna be so easy you're gonna laugh at how much you panicked, but it's only so easy because you worked so hard, or it's gonna be exactly how you expected, but you're gonna be so well prepared that it's gonna be completely manageable. I believe in you, man. You got this. You got this. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. But on the other days, you'll be getting ready. Yes, more streams while Merle is getting dressed. Now all I have to do is convince Ty and we win to do the same. Then it'll be perfect. What level am I near? Whoops. I am level 53. And as you can tell by the 200 runes that I have a really bad habit of forgetting to level up and then I die and then I lose everything. So it's gonna be kind of rough. So it's not that the brain eats itself with lack of sleep. It's the brain actually eats itself if you don't eat well, if you don't have enough nutrients, because the brain is full of nutrients, but first it'll eat your muscles before it eats your brain because it knows that it's the most important part. But it's not that the brain eats itself, it's that the exhaustion causes the neural connections to not work, not function. I went to nursing school, so this is one of the things that I did enjoy learning there. One of the things that people don't fully understand, and they explain it this way because it's easier for people who don't study it to know. They explain that the brain works kind of like electricity, right? Where like you have electricity running through your brain, and in a way that's what it is, but in a more specific way, what it is that it's chemical exchanges. So like your connections in your brains have certain, they're called receptors, but basically there's certain like keyholes, and the chemical is the key that goes in, and that's what triggers the signal. It is electricity, but it works differently. It has to do with like the way that the channels open and close and blah, blah, blah. So with the lack of sleep, those receptors don't work as well, and the chemicals don't transfer as easily. Your body doesn't create the chemicals or react to them properly. And as that continues, the connections actually die off. So it's not so much that your brain eats itself, it's that it actually just like dies from non-usage, which is why, you know, it's really important, especially as you get older, but it's important for kids too, that you do a lot of reading, that you do a lot of art, that you do things that stimulate your brain, because if it's like any other muscle, if you don't use it, it eventually dies out, except the brain doesn't regrow. Whereas like if you work out and you have like a six-pack and big biceps and then you stop working out, you'll lose it, but you can work out and get it all back. With the brain, it's a little bit harder. You can get a lot back, but once some damage is done, that never fixes. Just the other parts get better at covering for it, which is why it's so important as people get older that they need to socialize, they need to read, they need to do things to stimulate their brain, because if they don't, the brain dies out and then Alzheimer's becomes a really big deal. It's pretty interesting. The brain is a really, really crazy thing. Alex, so somebody just brought up that if I knew that when you don't sleep, your brain eats itself, but I was just explaining that it's a little bit more complex than that, but yeah. Motherland Russia. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. On Twitch, they follow you, but in Russia also follows you, I guess. All right, Nier, no worries, no worries. You're checking me out. You're checking out my Twitch. Well, my Twitch is exactly what's on TikTok. I don't know if that's where you found me. But TikTok is not as nice of a view as it is on Twitch, obviously, because you can get a bigger screen. But yeah, I do a variety of streams for anybody who is new and has never seen me live, because there's a few names that I haven't really interacted with live anyway. I am a variety streamer. I usually stream 4 days a week. It's soon going to be 5 days a week. I do a complete wide range of stuff. There's nothing that's like really specific to my channel. Like some people only play one type of game or one game in particular. I kind of do everything. We've been playing Dave the Diver, which is like a restaurant sim collectathon type game. I'm playing Elden Ring today, which is obviously a Soulsborne game. And I've also been playing Resident Evil 8 survival horror. So I'm kind of everywhere on the map. I don't really do first-person shooters. I'm not a super skillful player. I wouldn't say I'm a terrible player. I'm pretty bad on stream, but it's because I'm chatting. But the main thing with my stream is that it's more of like a turn me on, you know, but like put on the stream and listen to me just kind of chat. When we talk about random stuff, like there are times where we're like all flirting with each other, and then there's other times where we're talking about like political issues. I don't really like to go into politics too much, but then there are times we're talking about, like right now I was just talking about how the brain works, or I'll talk about like I don't know, we'll just talk about anything really, you know. I kind of just go off on tangents and talk, and the gameplay is just kind of there. But because I go off on tangents, I tend to die a lot in video games. But that's my channel. That's my channel. No, Merle, not today. Only because I'm... Oh my god, Merle, be careful. You need to sleep. I'm running... no worries, Merle. I'm late. I'm super late, so don't worry. I just started 20 minutes ago. But yeah, no VR today, only because... again, I'm still getting used to this new schedule, and I don't know what's happening tonight because the guy I'm training doesn't want to work by himself tonight, but I've already trained him for 3 nights, and like the work he has to do, 1 night should have been enough. 2 I could understand, but like he's already had 3 training sessions and he still wants 2 more. So my brother was going to try to convince him to go in on his own tonight. So if he goes in, then I go to work with my brother, which means I start later, which then would be fine for the VR. But if the guy doesn't want to go by himself, then I have to go in early and then come home and then go back later. And I just didn't want to drain myself playing VR and then have to go do all that. So I decided some Elden Ring. I'm probably going to put off VR. Depending on how tonight goes, I'll do VR tomorrow. If not, I'll probably put it off till next week. But you hate writing. Are you Russian, Alex? Okay. All right. So we are underpowered. Everybody has told me that there's a lot of exploring to do in this area, so I'm kind of excited. Also, I figured out that it's not my camera. Well, my camera is loose, and that was causing some issues. I tightened it up a little bit by like bending the housing, which is not a good idea, but I did it anyway. But one of the main reasons my camera kept cutting out is my cam link, my Elgato cam link, is having issues with my motherboard. But I think it's the cable. I had an extension on it. I think it's the extension. So I have it plugged into the front of the computer right now just to get through the stream, but I couldn't even get it to turn on. So I think it's either my USB port or the cam link that's going and not my camera. Thank God, because the camera prices have skyrocketed. Like, I paid $800 for my ZV-E10, which is the one that I use for my videos. It's going for like $1,200 on Amazon. This one was only $500 when I got it, and this one is going for like $1,000 now. They don't make it new anymore. You can only get it used, but $1,000 for this camera is insane. And even the Canon one that they still make, which is the equivalent of this one, was still $650 when it was $499 when I last looked. And I don't want to get a Canon one because I don't have Canon lenses. I've got a bunch of Sony lenses. I want to be able to use the same lenses. So thank God it's not the camera, because that would have been horrible. You're Romanian. Okay. Yeah, I know Europe has way better education opportunities in here. Yeah, medical school. I didn't go to medical school. I was going to nursing school. Medical school, obviously doctors are super needed, but yeah, it can be rough. Like I said, I was just in nursing school, which doesn't go anywhere near as deep as doctors do, but even what I was learning, some of it super interesting, super cool to learn. Some of it was like pulling teeth. It was the worst. Like, I hated learning medicines, like the actual medication, what they were called, what they did, how they worked, because it wasn't just like, oh, acetaminophen is the same as Tylenol. It was like, no, what is acetaminophen? How does it work in the system? How long does it live in your body? How long does it take for it to come out of your body? What are the side effects that you can have? How do you know about an overdose? What is the overdose doing to your body? How is it chemically happening? And that's just for nursing. I don't even want to think about doctors. And then you go into pharmacy and it's even worse. That being said, it is really cool to learn how insane our bodies really are. Our bodies are so delicate and our bodies are so delicate and our bodies are so powerful at the same time. Whoa. Oh, one hit and he killed me. Holy crap. Wow. I'm so confused we win. I'm so confused. I'm confused too. Okay, Merle's confused too. Okay. We win. So I'm going to be repeating this a lot throughout the stream, everybody. I'm sorry. This is roughly the time I'm going to be live from now on. Because, at least for now, because last night was the first time that I did my like much later shift. So this is probably going to be the time I'm going to be live for now. I may be live really, really early. Because it depends on how I feel. I might end up like going to bed super early and then working and then just being up after work for the rest of the evening or the rest of the day. Or I may end up going to bed after work and then getting up and streaming and only having the evening to myself. So I don't know yet what I've decided, but for now it's going to be like this just because I'm still getting used to the new schedule, but we'll see. I'm also going to have different days for streaming soon. So we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm very under leveled. Oh man. Okay. All right, let's go find something to do so I could try to level up. Hold on though. I want to fight him one more time. I want to fight him one more time. One more time. Just, he killed me with one hit, but maybe I can like, cause like that's not bad damage, right? Like that's not bad. I did it. I'm underpowered, but I still beat him. I got is it Giza? Is it Giza or Giza? Whatever. I got their wheel. Their wheel. The wheel. I am. One's gonna be called We Win Day, then Merle Day, then Tie Day. It's perfect. No, it definitely wasn't. It wasn't good damage. It wasn't good damage, but I beat him. That's all that matters. That's all I wanted to do. I can live with that. I'm expecting it to be Ty. I'm expecting it to be. I'm all right with that. Yeah, I'll be. I don't know. Okay, I want to continue Resident Evil 8. Like I so want to play it. Last night it took everything in me not to play it while I was off. Like while I was just sitting around twiddling my thumbs. I've been playing No Man's Sky to try to keep myself busy. But I don't know when I'll get back on Resident Evil 8. Only because tonight I don't know what's happening. This new guy wants another day. I don't know how energetic I'm going to be tomorrow for a stream in VR standing up the whole time. But I am hoping to bring it back soon. If I don't do it today, we'll probably do Dave the Diver tomorrow. But I am going to continue with Resident Evil 8 because I want to beat it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Way too fun. Too much fun with it. Okay, on the west coast of Liurnia. Okay, so the lakes here on the west coast. Over here, there's a mountain-looking thing. Like, up. Okay, A or like B or C down here. So which one? A, B, or C? Or none of the above? B. Okay, so around here. So should I like teleport here and head down that way? Six hours doing a 5-hour exam that I failed. Okay, let's do it. I'll be wearing different ties for tie day. I mean, if we can call handcuffs ties. Why do you think I'm dressed this way? How provocatively. Just remember, Ty, resting is just as important as the hard work. Why is my frame rate really messed up today? My frame rate is really messy today. Let's just go with high ray tracing. Will that help? Wow, my frame rate is really rough. It wasn't rough before. Weird. Okay, let's put a marker down because I am super easily disoriented. And where's the other marker that I put down? Right there. Okay. Now, marker. There you are. Rested for days. Right. Oh, man. Die. But yeah, I'm doing okay so far, Weewin. I'm not super tired today. I didn't sleep great. Like I got home from the first location at around 1 in the morning yesterday. And then I just like rested for a couple. Well, I rested for a couple of hours, slept for like half an hour, and then worked until 7. And then I went to bed around 8, and then I was up at around, what was I up at around 1? 1 almost? No, almost 2. So that's what, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So 6 hours. So I've slept okay. But today was like the first shift of that kind. And then tonight, I don't know if it's going to be only that kind of shift or if it's going to be slightly different. I don't know what's going to happen, but I am going to be trying to rest. I'm not going to overdo it. Oh, crap. My plan is to kind of just play it by ear and see what happens and then slowly build a schedule that way. But it should be okay. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Oh, yeah, the horse. I'm a big... Whoops. I'm a big regular Soulsborne player. I'm still not used to the mount. Just because it's never been in any other game, right? So I'm not used to it. I always forget. There are times where I'll do a whole stream and never use them and just wander around by foot the whole time. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to go through all this, aren't I? Go, go, go. Don't fight. Whoa, what is that thing? Okay. What's that noise? All right. Whoa. Okay, can't use his powers. Ugh. Holy crap. I'm gonna die. Whoa! I don't understand that about the game. Can somebody give me like an explanation as if I was like in kindergarten? Why do they give me summons if like 75% of the time I can't even use them when I'm in a fight where I would need them? Go, go, go. Hit him in the head. Hit him in the head. Okay, that's not... He doesn't have a head. He doesn't have a head. It's really just more for bosses. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. See, it's moments like that that make me feel really, really cool. Even though it's not really because I'm cool. It's just because I have some power behind me. I haven't really been grinding in this game. That's the biggest problem. Is, when I'm streaming, I don't like to grind because on my own, I can spend hours grinding. But I don't really do it on stream because then people who like this game a lot will come in here and be really upset with me that I'm grinding and they want me to just move on with the story. Oh, God. It's really cool that he disappears. I do like that. Ouch. Whoa. Aw, man. Noni, hello. Summons are only available for bosses or mini boss areas. Okay, 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 okay. Bacon, frozen pizza. Alana's ordering Chinese food. We never ever order Chinese food, and because she's moving, she knows that where she is originally from, any Chinese restaurants aren't going to have the type of Chinese food that they have here. And there's one specific dish that we really, really like. It's my favorite. I've been eating it since I was a kid. It's called shrimps in lobster sauce, I think is what it's officially called. I call it shrimp and lobster. I don't know if it's actually shrimp in lobster sauce or if it's shrimp and lobster sauce or whatever. And I've tried it at one place and it wasn't very good. The one place that I used to eat it when I was a kid, they closed down, but we found one out here that's like a 5-minute drive, and they make it exactly the same as the original place that I used to go to. And Alana knows she's not going to find it. Probably not going to find it in her hometown, because she's going to her hometown, which is like one of those places that you blink and you're going to miss it. Like it's so tiny. And so she wants to order Chinese food for that. So I'm excited for that. So I had like a really tiny breakfast. I literally had like a couple pieces of toast and coffee, just so I would be hungry for Chinese food. It's called Far East. It's called Far East Thai. It's really popular here. We made the decision / mistake of ordering from them for New Year's in the last couple of years, and yeah, there's a lineup like out the door. I was there for almost an hour waiting for my meal, even though we had ordered it an hour we had ordered it at the beginning of the day. Like as soon as they opened, we ordered it for dinner time, and we even like decided to do dinner late with the idea of like, well, if everybody's gonna have dinner at like 6 o'clock, we'll have it at 8. And I still had to wait an hour because they were just so far behind. But their food is really good, and they overpack the food, so it's great. Dang it. You love Far East? See, and the place that I grew up with was in Hamilton, and it was called South Sea, and they have the exact same recipes, but they closed it down. It was a husband and wife who opened it, straight from China, and they opened that restaurant, and their son used to work there, but their son went to school, their daughter went to school, and their son had no interest in running the restaurant. So once they got to their age, because they closed it down about 4 years ago, once they got to like their mid to late 60s, they said they were done, which really broke my heart. But then I found Far East and I was like, yes, it's the same food, I'm okay with it. And Far East gives like double what South Sea did. Okay, sorry, I'm concentrating. I'm not reading chat. Okay. Whew. The last time we ordered from there was New Year's, and it wasn't open, but I haven't been there before that or after that. Like it was, I ordered from New Year's, then we ordered for Alana's birthday, and both times it was just to eat it at home. So I don't actually know if it's open yet, restaurant-wise. Michael Jackson, welcome back. How are you, man? Okay, up to the top. Okay. And I can skip them if I want, but I want to level up. Well, let's head up to the top anyway. Let's grab my thing. Then we'll head up to the top. Okay, Site of Grace, Site of Grace. Where are you? No, it's probably at the very top, isn't it? Okay. First, what's this thing? Oh, it's the key. Uh-oh, he's coming. There was a restaurant closed there called Lee's, literally around the corner. Yeah, oh man, it's so, whoa. It's so sad that so many like amazing restaurants have closed down in such a short amount of time. I mean, obviously a part of it is the pandemic, but part of it is just like time, right? There's that whole talk about like how millennials have a very different way of thinking than their parents did. And it just seems like a lot of restaurants that we grew up with have closed down because the people that would have taken over it just aren't interested in doing it. Because the amount of work doesn't equal the amount of like benefit you get from it anymore. There used to be a burger place in Hamilton. It had been there since, like, it was there from before we moved to Canada, and we used to live across the street from it. And I remember that burger joint being there forever, and then all of a sudden it just closed from one day to the next. It was really sad. I wasn't a huge fan of the burger place. Like, it wasn't like a place where I was like, oh, the burgers are the best, but it was a place that I knew my whole life. And then it was gone. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Yeah, and that's what's happening is the parents are retiring and then the kids just don't want to carry on the business. One, because they have other options, you know, because schooling, you could do something totally different. And two, again, the work you put in does not equal the benefit you get from it anymore for a lot of small businesses. Because it's just not there. Like, how many restaurant owners are just barely making ends meet, especially if you're doing like ethnic food, I find is very, very prevalent with that. If it's more of a widespread food type, it's a little bit better. You know, like an Italian restaurant does really well because Italian food is liked by pretty much everybody. But like, I know any Latino type of restaurants, they fail after a few years because it's very specific. And Latinos have a bad habit of not Americanizing their food enough. Okay, I'll check the chest in just a second. My brother just sent me a message. Let me listen to what he has to say. Oh my God, my brother doesn't think before he sends his message, and there's just a lot of, so, right? Just tell me what you need to say. Anyways, yeah, it's so hard, and like, it again, there has to be a level of like westernization of food, which I think a lot of people don't understand when they're opening a restaurant that is based on their own culture. We were talking about this before, where like if you look at Chinese food that you get in England versus Chinese food you would get in like Canada and the States, it's very different, even though it's both categorized as Chinese food. But the people running those restaurants also know that the British palate is different than the Chinese palate, and they know that the ingredients available are different in England than they would be in China. So it's kind of the same here. But a lot of cultures don't necessarily not cultures. A lot of restaurant owners who are doing it for the first time don't necessarily understand that. They fixate on like the authenticity, which is great, but it's really hard to convince somebody who may have never eaten an ethnic meal from your country to come into your restaurant if you're not going to offer something that is relatively recognizable to them. Or like with spiciness, right? Mexican food can be very, very, very spicy. But if you don't offer options that are not spicy, you're not going to get a lot of Canadian people coming in, because on average, Canadian people eat like a tenth of the spice that somebody who's Hispanic would eat. You know, like my dad used to have I don't go this extreme, but my dad's average meal was like his food. And then he'd literally have like a little thing of pickled jalapenos that he'd be eating while he was eating his food. And he would eat it the way that you would have like a piece of bread next to your meal as you're like picking at it. He would have jalapenos. My dad would also get fresh jalapenos and just like bite into them as he's eating. Spicy food is like a big staple in our food. But Canadians are not gonna, sorry, I keep pausing when I say it because in Spanish we say Americans for all Canadians and Americans. But like the Americanized palate, the Western palate, isn't used to that kind of food. So if you open a restaurant that's very authentic, you're not going to get a lot of Canadian people coming through because it's going to be too spicy and they're not going to enjoy it. But then it's the stubbornness of like, I don't want to change the way our food is done because this is the way it's done. And so it's like, it usually leads to a lot of failures, which is really sad because there are so many interesting ethnic foods out there. That's what I loved about Toronto is like, you could stand on a street corner and you could have like 4 different nations within like a 5-minute walk and have totally different foods from totally different places and mix it up. But in these areas, it's a little bit less diverse because the population in general is less diverse. And it sucks because, man, I love ethnic food. Love ethnic food. That's why Thai Express is so popular. Exactly. Yeah, Kangaroo, it's Elden Ring. It is Elden Ring. The left half? Which half is left? Okay. What's in this chest? Imbued sword key. Cool. What did it imbue me with? I like that word. Imbued. Drakus, please stop spamming. Okay. How much do I need to level up? Oh my god, I need 16. I need 16. But to answer your question, no. Oh, you literally cut your pizza in half to put it in the air fryer? That's amazing. That is amazing. I don't have a PS4 anymore. So you're trying to level me up. Okay, so with this key, what do I do with it? The most eastern tower now. Okay. East. This one here? No. Okay, where? Where do I go? Drakus, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. You hack it for to bake it. Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Like these towers that I'm actually at. I would have just ordered a pizza. Oh, man. Okay. Use the imbued sword key? Yes. Yes. No worries, Drakus. I expect a little bit of I guess mistakes being made or like things being done that could get you banned. As long as... Whoa! That was awesome. I didn't expect that. That's awesome. That's hilarious. I expect mistakes to be made. You know, people are going to do things that may not be okay on my channel. But if I say, hey, don't do that, and then you don't do it, then we're good. If I say, hey, don't do that, and you continue doing it, that's when I usually give one warning. I'll be like, hey, if you keep that up, I'm going to have to ban you. And then you're done. Only because I very quickly learned that I would rather have a very peaceful channel where I can like hang out and have a good time with the people that are watching me than have an extra viewer and not exactly enjoy my time streaming. So But I also know that people don't always know what is and isn't allowed on streams, because some streams can be very, very lenient and allow everything. Some streams can be very, very strict and don't allow anything. So I know people don't necessarily mean to break the rules. And I also know that some people don't think what they're doing might be annoying or whatever, and they don't mean to be. So I totally get it. I do have Dark Souls, yes. Fortnite or COD? Neither. Neither. I actually think both of those games are responsible for single-handedly making gaming what it is and destroying what gaming used to be. COD taught everybody that, or taught companies that all you have to do is just rebrand the game over and over again, and you can sell the exact same trash and people will buy it. And Fortnite taught gamers that competition is the only game that is going to be worthwhile playing, and that you have to pay for things like skins and stuff, where they used to give that stuff away for free in video games. And a game where they objectively don't even have to give you anything new and you can still be completely hooked on it. Whereas like gaming used to be where like you'd want something new every time. But like how long has Fortnite been around and they haven't actually done anything new except for like, oh, the map's changed a bit. There's a new skin, but it hasn't actually changed. Just like COD. But COD, at least they're like, oh, here's a new one, even though it's the exact same one. Fortnite's like, no, you're not even getting a new one. We're just gonna like, here's a new skin. What if you ask for a 10-minute timeout? I don't know. I guess you could get a 10-minute timeout. Sonic or Mario? I am a Mario kid. I didn't have a Sega. The only Sega thing I had was a Game Gear growing up. Near. Careful. There's going to be a boss. Okay. We're going to die. Oh, we're going to die. We're going to die. So I don't have a lot of Dragon Ball stuff. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball. I don't have a lot of Dragon Ball stuff as far as like games and stuff are concerned. Like I've got Kakarot, I think is like the only Dragon Ball game I own. I just really like Dragon Ball. It's not very strong. Okay. Oh, that boss? Okay. Jack Ryan, how's it going? Welcome. Oh, it's this guy. Oh my god, really? Uh-oh, I'm out of blue. I was out of blue. I wasn't ready. You cheated. I was gonna kill you my first try, but I wasn't paying attention. Oh, man. You should have bought Xenoverse 2 instead of Dragon Ball Z Fighters. I'm not a big fighter fan, so I would agree with you. Was it Xenoverse 2 or was it 1? I think it was 1 that I tried. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I didn't try 2 only because from all the reviews I watched, it was pretty much just 1 with a few extra things. But it looked like a really cool idea. I did like Kakarot a lot. I just stopped playing it because at the time I didn't have a television and I was playing on a projector and the projector wasn't very good. So it wasn't a great experience and then I just never went back to it. But I like Kakarot a lot. Kakarot was great. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, silly. It's my murderer. You didn't enjoy the Dragon Ball games? Yeah, they're not for everybody. You know, a lot of them are fighting games because that's kind of what the whole Dragon Ball thing is fighting. But that's why I like Kakarot, because it was closer to an RPG than just a fighting game. But I just struggle with them basically devolving into just fighting games. I wish they kind of did them like this style of battling where it's a little bit more freeform. But yeah, I'm just a big fan of Dragon Ball in general, so that's the only reason I can kind of put up with the fighting part of it. Am I ready for Mortal Kombat 1? I am a little bit... I'm excited for it, but I'm a little bit unsure how I feel yet because I'm not a big fighter fan. And so, like, Mortal... Get out of here. Get out of here, dude. I'm in the middle of trying to heal. I'm a little bit weary only because I played Mortal Kombat X, I think was the one I played, and it was just slightly too repetitive. Like, once I did the single player campaign, I had no reason to play it just because I don't have interest in competition. Whoa, that was pretty cool. Okay. And I still couldn't summon anybody. That's kind of lame. Ow. But yeah, I just get bored of like the competition part of it. So I think I'm not going to buy it. If I do buy it, it's going to be when it's like down to like $10. Because I'm only going to play it for the campaign. I'm not actually going to be interested in playing it long term. But it does look really fun. Haha! That's really sad that I use so many friggin' so many flasks. But that's okay. I'll take the L on that one. GG! Yeah, second pizza half. Nice. Yummy, yummy. I didn't watch the last season of Game of Thrones, but I heard it was really bad. I heard it was not good at all. I enjoyed it up until what I saw. I'm a fan of Big Bang Theory. I know a lot of people like to dunk on it and talk about how like it's really dumb jokes and it's not really that clever, and it's, you know, Sheldon is not a good portrayal of somebody on the spectrum, and I can understand that for sure, because obviously I'm not like Sheldon, but I can totally relate to their friend group. I could totally relate to the way Sheldon is, because I can definitely come off as Sheldon a lot. But like, I still think it's funny. I like Big Bang Theory. I like Big Bang Theory. Go to Little Church at the Top. Okay, just seeing if there's anything that I'm gonna inadvertently walk by. Guess not. Okay, let's keep going up. There's really nothing else to see. Okay, then I won't waste my time. What are my specs? I'm kind of just going random. I'm kind of just randomly putting stuff up. Like right now, my strength is at 25. My dex is at 29. And I'm not putting anything into intelligence or faith, arcane, or any of that. I don't really like going with magic in these games. I was playing Dark Souls 1 and doing a one stat challenge, but then we went and bought me this, so I stopped playing that. I'll probably go back to it eventually, though. Tarnished or tarnished. Seek bravery. Oh, the corpse. I didn't even see it. I walked right by it. Cool. I do, guest. I'm on Twitch right now, actually. I'm live on Twitch. Same name as it is on TikTok. You would be Howard? I'm Penny. Earl, you're Penny. Oh, man. Oh, so stretchy. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd be a mix between Sheldon and Raj, because, well, growing up, I was always the brown guy. For most of my childhood, I grew up with like all white friends. Then I got to high school, and then I had like majority Asian friends for a while. And then I screwed up, and a lot of them didn't hang out with me as much. And so then I ended up going back and hanging out with a bunch. I hung out with Latinos for a while, but I didn't like that because it was very... there's an interesting thing within the Hispanic community that there's like inner racism. It's a really weird, I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but like it's a weird way that we interact with each other, like depending on your skin color, even though we can be from the exact same country and have the exact same upbringing. If you're not dark enough, they kind of see you as an outcast. One thing for me is, especially then, not so much now because I don't really speak Spanish very often, but back then, like my Spanish was almost perfect. The only thing that I had with my Spanish is my inflections were slightly different because I spoke more with the Canadian cadence versus the Salvadoran cadence. But my pronunciation, my use of words was almost flawless. And but I always, I guess the spectrum part of me thought of it this way. I always look at it as I always look at it this way. If I'm with a bunch of people and some of them don't speak Spanish, I'm not going to speak in Spanish. I'll just speak in English because we all speak English. Because I don't want you to feel left out if I'm speaking in Spanish with everybody and you're there. You're kind of just sitting there kind of staring. And it's like, then I have to translate all the time. So I'm just going to speak in English. So I got kind of othered by the group because I refused to speak Spanish with all of them. The irony was that they othered me because they said I wasn't Latino enough, except I spoke better Spanish than they did. I understood more Spanish than they did. They mispronounced a lot of words in Spanish and they misused a lot of words in Spanish because they didn't know. But I wasn't Latino enough for them because I didn't only speak in Spanish and didn't have like a tattoo of El Salvador and like carry flags all over. And because I didn't do any of that, I was othered by them. So I didn't really enjoy hanging out with Latino people. I kind of moved away from them after like my first year in high school. And then I eventually hung out with a bunch of, white emo kids. And I was completely not fitting in with them when you looked at me because I was always a pretty boy. I always had like really perfectly done hair and I dressed really nicely, whereas like my emo friends were wearing like baggy jeans and they had like the dark makeup and all this kind of stuff. So I always looked like an outcast, but I fit in a lot better with them. But I was like Raj because I was like the brown guy in the group. And then like I'm like Raj when it comes to women for sure. I would put on an air of confidence, but I was definitely like the hopeless dude when it came to dating. But then I'm like Sheldon when it comes to coming off as arrogant or condescending at times. So that's like me. Did I like the Mario movie? I loved the Mario movie. Loved the Mario movie. No, I don't have a bow. I don't have a bow. Have a job that doesn't pay well. You're also very hot and wanted by all the men around you. It's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, eventually he started talking to women, and then Raj's character changed, and a lot of people didn't like that change because one of the quirks of Raj was not being able to speak to women. But eventually he changed, and then he became a womanizer and became a player, but it just wasn't. It wasn't like he was a player and was like how Joey from Friends was a player, where like he knew he was a player, the women knew he was a player, and that was just part of the charm. Raj was like, I'm innocent and I'm a good guy and you should like me, but the whole time I'm doing things to abuse women and use women. And so like people really didn't like that change for the character. And that part I'm not exactly like Raj because that's at least I don't think that's the persona I give off. But I definitely dated a lot. So that part is, I don't know. It's a weird mix. Elias, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. And I make it that they can't let go. So what are you trying to tell me? That I'm never going to be free of you? Or that I still haven't won your heart? Because I'm okay with either. I'm okay with both. But yeah, Raj's character went through a really weird change. I wasn't a big fan of Raj's arc overall. That's you. Wait, what can you fix, Nier? I'm already lost. I wasn't paying attention to what I said that you had to fix. You got it on Twitch and YouTube, but you can't play it all at once. That's okay, guest. That's okay. No, guest. No views from... no money from views. But what views help with is if the algorithm sees people watching the stream, then it thinks that people like the stream, and so it'll make it a little bit easier for other people to find the stream. So watching doesn't give me money, but it gives me more of a chance of it being spread. And that can eventually lead to more money. So views are just as important. It's just not a financial importance. It's a growth importance. So definitely helpful. Oh, guess that's really kind of you to say. It's really, really kind of you to say. Your boyfriend's stuck with you already? That's okay. I'm Latino. Like, I can be a pool boy. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. Okay, so... I don't know what to do. Mario or Luigi? I'm all about Luigi. I'm all about Luigi, but I think that has more to do with my name being Luis and my dad calling me Luigi when I was a kid. But he would call me Luigi because I played so much Mario. Go back to Vare, the... Hold on. Who was Vare again? Was that the white mask person? No. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, no, no. No. Mudathir? Is that... I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. No, it was sarcasm. There's no way. It's more for the people who have watched me play this already because they know that I'm like insanely bad at this game. No, the most challenge that I've done, not in this game. This is my first time actually getting this far in the game. The most challenge I do with any Soulsborne game is to do a 1 stat challenge. Where like I only level up 1 stat, but that's about it. I'm not that good. Not that good. Yep, it's almost sad. Almost, but not quite. It's just an... Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, I don't have the right marker down, do I? But like I said, in my defense... No, get out of here. Get rid of this thing. In my defense... I get really distracted by chat, so that doesn't help towards my gameplay at all. Just buy one of those little kiddie pools. Those things get slimy after a while. I don't mind cleaning one of those. I even have my own Speedo and thong, so I'm prepared as long as you are. Whoops. And this friend group was actually married. I mean, I was common law until recently. Now maybe yes, but before no. No, Weewin's married. Weewin's married. The first Mario movie or the second? Are we talking like the 1990, what was it, 92 Mario movie versus the one that just recently released?
Ah, my lambkin. You've completed your final trial. And with this,
give me a second.
A formal inductee.
Give me a second.
Knight who will assist Luminary Moog, the Lord of Blood, in the establishment of a new dynasty. Now, give me your finger. This noble blood will be an immutable badge of honor.
That just sounds really dirty. Must be to give him my finger. Okay, so it's not a simple one or the other answer for me when it comes to those 2 Mario movies. Objectively, the new Mario movie was better. It was funny, it was well written, it was really well done. The art was exactly what Mario should have been. It was good. But I love the original. even though it's super bad, even though the writing is terrible, even though what's his name as Bowser was like the dumbest choice. He's a great actor, but it was the dumbest choice, that it was in like a post-apocalyptic style world, and there was no reference to anything Mario at all except for like names. It was still so good because it's so bad. That's my answer. That's my answer. I like the first one better because it's so good that it's bad, but I like the second one better because it's actually good. That's my answer. I've never played Goat Sim. Never played Goat Sim. Off for my finger. Is he gonna like suck on it? I don't know if I'm comfortable having that happen on camera. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Oh, Jack Black was so good as Bowser.
Evans, clench your teeth or something.
That really did sound dirty. That really did sound dirty.
Never forget that feeling of agony, for it is what binds you to Luminary Moog, to all of us. You have the sweetest scream, my lambkin.
That is so dirty. Oh my god. That is... I'm gonna get banned on TikTok for that. That is so dirty. Gave him my finger. He liked the way I screamed. He told me to just clench my teeth. Like, that was dirty. Oh man. It does. Yeah, Jack Black as Bowser was perfect. He was phenomenal in that. I liked what they did with Peach as well. How she wasn't just like a helpless damsel in distress, but like a badass stuck in a really bad situation. I liked how they did that with her. Chris Pratt was not my choice in Mario, but he did an admirable job, and I'm okay with it. I still think Charles would have been a much better Mario, but he was good. Especially because I grew up with the original Mario, so like I'm used to, you know, the Mario 3 TV show where Mario talked like he's from Brooklyn, you know? So having Chris Pratt do it wasn't too far off from that anyway. But yeah, I'm really excited for whatever other endeavors they do with Mario, because the movie can be just like the games where they could just have an insane amount of random stuff happen. The worst casting in that movie though, Jack Black. I'm not Jack Black. What's his name? Seth Rogen. I was thinking DK, and for some reason that brought me to Jack Black, because I guess maybe because of the big monkey. What's it called? King Kong. Yeah, Seth Rogen. Worst. Was it Seth Rogen? Is that his name? Whatever his name is. That guy, you know, him. Worst casting. He was horrendously bad. Like, he wasn't even just like no, he was horrendously bad as DK. Like, it was not good. The whole time he was on set or on screen, I hated it. It was not good. He was like, yeah, at least Charles was in the movie and he was Jumpman. So it was like the spiritual original Mario on screen with the current Mario on screen being done by the original Mario voice talking to the current Mario voice. That was a pretty cool little thing that they did. I like that. But the DK voice to me was just not good. That was like, he wasn't good. He is not a talented voice actor. He's not really a talented actor outside of his very, very narrow scope of what he does. But like, he was just a horrendous choice. Just a horrendous choice. Yeah, he just wanted the money. And that's like, it was really frustrating because the director should have known better. Because he didn't even change his voice. He just went on camera and like, that's like if I walked up and it's like, hey, I'm DK, everybody. Yeah, let's race cars. That's not DK. He didn't even try. Jack Black carried that whole movie on his back when it came to the voice acting portion of it. Like his level of effort and his level of dedication was amazing. It was impressive. It was very, very impressive. I like Jack Black. But Seth Rogen, I didn't even think he was funny. I didn't think he was good at all. Like in any way. I think the writing was good. He wasn't good in it at all. Like, he actually made the writing sound worse than what it was because he just phoned it in. Like, there was some things that I was like, that was such a clever moment. But Seth Rogen it just didn't do it for me. That was the only part I didn't like. Everything else I thought was awesome. But him, I was just like, it was such a golden opportunity and he just threw it away. It's pretty sad. The movie is good, Merle. The movie is very good. It was surprisingly everything that everybody said with the reviews. Like, a lot of the reviews talked about how the professional reviewers were all like dunking on the movie, talking about how like, oh, it's all fan service, it's all really stupid, it doesn't really tell a story. But then all the fans were like, this is amazing, and it was amazing. It was so good. It was such a good movie. It was so good that Seth Rogen's horrible performance didn't actually ruin the movie in any way. I still would watch the movie over and over again, despite his horrible performance. Seth is a funny actor. He's great at what he does. He can't do anything outside of what he does. He's like Michael Cera. I haven't seen him in Barbie, so I can't say that I'm accurate anymore with it. But if you look at Michael Cera, everything Michael Cera does, he plays the really nervous, awkward guy, and this is just this is who he is, and he's awesome at it. But that's all he's awesome at. He is not an actor. He is good at Michael Cera. And Michael Cera just happens to fit these characters in a lot of movies. Seth Rogen is good at Seth Rogen. And Seth Rogen can shine when he's Seth Rogen on camera. But try to make Seth Rogen anything else other than that, and he's not going to do well. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't do well in the things he does. Because anything he's been in that is written by him or for him specifically, always been really good. I've always enjoyed his work. He was just not a good casting for Donkey Kong, is my only thing. I'm not saying that he's not ever done anything good. No, he's awesome. Who I would say isn't good? Adam Sandler. But I know I'm in the minority in this one, but Adam Sandler is useless. He's not even funny. Same with what's his name from Elf? What's his name? The guy that plays Elf in Elf. That guy. Talentless hack. Not funny at all. But Seth Rogen is funny. He just wasn't a good casting for DK. That's the only thing. He just wasn't good for DK. He doesn't have the acting chops to play DK. He's funny. He just doesn't have the acting chops, and you can tell he didn't even try when it came to the movie. Will Ferrell. Yeah, Will Ferrell. I don't think Will Ferrell's funny at all. Will Ferrell plays an adult playing a kid in everything he does, and it's just not well done. Really? I didn't know that. I haven't been following the new TMNT thing. I know about the new game. Apparently, there's a new movie, right? I didn't even know about that. There's supposed to be a new movie, or it's already out. I don't know. But yeah. Steve Carell, I think there are things Steve does that I really enjoy, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Steve Carell. You know what I mean? Batman or Superman? I grew up loving Superman, but as an adult, I like the idea of Batman, although I do think it's literally just trying to glorify billionaires, and I'm not a fan of billionaires. I think my only problem with Superman is just that he is too perfect, so it kind of takes away from the drama of he could lose. Do you know what I mean? Marvel or DC, I think each have their own strengths. Each have their own strengths. Chad, how's it going, man? Yeah, that's exactly what I just said right before you showed up, Chadley. Exactly. Seth Rogen is great at being Seth Rogen. He's like Michael Cera. Michael Cera is great at being Michael Cera. And if you need Michael Cera in the movie, he's going to be great in it. If you need Seth Rogen in a movie, he's going to be great in it. But he can't stretch his legs. So like him as DK didn't work because it was just Seth Rogen. And I don't feel DK would have been... I think the writing they had for DK was not Seth Rogen. And so it just didn't translate in the movie. He didn't deter from the movie, but it would have been much better with a different cast. Oh God, The Rock is just... I got nothing good to say about The Rock. I think he does really well in what he does, but he's not a talented actor at all. And I think he's talented, but I think the reason I don't think he's talented, or I'm saying he's not talented, is because he thinks he's far more talented than he is, and he's just not. You know what I mean? And the dude from The Mask, Jim Carrey. I have moments in Jim Carrey that I like. There are certain roles that I think Jim Carrey does well. I think, what? That was kind of lame. That was kind of lame. Where's the... Take me to this so I can sit down and I won't be poisoned anymore. Yeah, there are things that I've seen in The Rock that I'm like, yeah, it's enjoyable. Jim Carrey's kind of the same way. There are things with Jim Carrey that I'm like, yeah, he does that really well, and I don't think anybody else could have done it as well as him. Like, but you have to be in the mood for the Jim Carrey style comedy. Like Ace Ventura, I think he was awesome in Ace Ventura, and I don't really see anybody else pulling it off the way he does because he's so physically funny. He does physical comedy really, really well. But yeah, I got to take him in small doses. I'm not a huge fan of everything he does. Adam Sandler, there is almost nothing that I like about Adam Sandler. I've never been a fan of like Little Nicky, of The Water Boy, none of that comedy. You know what I mean? To me, Adam Sandler is a talentless comedian. I don't find him funny at all. That being said, I also know I have really bad taste in some comedians, because there are comedians that I thoroughly enjoy who are just as talentless and are one-note comedians, like Pauly Shore. I love Pauly Shore, and I objectively know Pauly Shore is not a great comedian, but I love him because I know that Pauly Shore is just Pauly Shore in everything he does. Everything he does is just like Pauly Shore in this crazy different thing. And it's almost always a completely normal situation, and let just Pauly Shore be a complete moron in it. But I enjoy it, even though I know it's bad. So I can kind of get why people like Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler or Jim Carrey. Probably the same reason I like Pauly Shore. But if you like break down Pauly Shore, he's not a great comedian either. There's nothing super unique about him. You know what I mean? Yeah, the original Mask was great. Biodome. Everybody hates it. I loved it. I loved Biodome. Oh, man. Ryan Reynolds or The Rock? Ryan Reynolds, 100%. 100% Ryan Reynolds. You know, I'm embarrassed for you, my guy. I'm embarrassed for you, Crispy Colt. You come in trying to like... Hold on. Let's talk about brave old Crispy Colt here. Crispy Colt, who has a profile picture and nothing else because their account is private, is coming in here, chest out, all manly, mocking somebody with a disability for wearing gloves because they're in pain all the time. You tried to make fun of my hairdo. I wear a wig, bro. You could have just made fun of the wig. I'm wearing a wig, and I'm completely open about it. It's literally tagged on my page. So making fun of my hair isn't exactly gonna go the way you planned because I wear a freaking wig. But it's freaking gold when somebody who's such a coward that they have a private account, they're too scared to put out their content publicly because they know they're talentless and have nothing to provide, will come into somebody's live stream and try to bash them because their life is so pathetic that they've got nothing to show. So they've got to come in and try to bring somebody down. You really need to not be so embarrassing. Because if you're going to be so big and brave, maybe don't be a coward and hide behind a private account. I'm wearing these gloves. I'm openly talking about wearing a wig. What brave thing have you done besides hide behind a keyboard in a private account? Gotta do better, man. It's pretty pathetic. Anyways, Ryan is a sarcastic bitch I have inside. Ryan Reynolds is the Canadian darling. I get so scared every time I see Ryan Reynolds come up in the news for anything, because I don't want to find out Ryan Reynolds was a horrible person. I don't want to find out Ryan Reynolds has like some deep, dark secret, because he's just so likable. And he's just so... give me a second here. He's just so upfront and just... You know, he's going to be a sarcastic jerk, but you know it's all in good fun. But he's also not going to hide from being a sarcastic jerk. He's going to embrace being a sarcastic jerk. And I think he's genuinely just such a likable guy, honestly. And I am very, very excited every time I find out he's working on something, because he's just so good at it. Although I will say he is always Ryan Reynolds in everything. Like there's no full stretch in his acting either, but he's so good at what he does. And he genuinely seems like a nice guy. So it scares me that he's not going to be a nice guy one day and we're going to find out that he's like this horrible person behind the scenes. But I feel like he wouldn't be. I want to say that I feel like he would genuinely be a nice guy. The nice guy we see is the nice guy he is. I really like Ryan Reynolds. I really like Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, exactly, Chadley. I think he's very smart outside of being an actor. I think he's a very intelligent person. I think he's very funny. He's very witty. And like I said, I think he's genuinely a really nice guy. I feel like he would be a really, really nice guy. The only reason I'm apprehensive is usually really, really nice guys tend to be nice guys. But yeah, and I don't even know if it's so much his fault as it is the way Hollywood has become, where you're only allowed to play one role, and that's the only thing they will ever cast you in anymore, is that role that you shined in. Because I feel like Ryan Reynolds might be able to do more, but he just doesn't, because that's all he's ever cast as, is that sarcastic, good-looking guy. But yeah, it's really, and it's kind of the Marvel effect, right? You see it most in Marvel. But like that's all Disney does now is Marvel movies. Like Marvel has become the superhero. That's all Hollywood is now, is a superhero movie. There's no big blockbusters like what we're seeing with Oppenheimer, where it's very different than a superhero movie. And it's the same thing with acting, where like once you hit a certain type of role, that's all you're going to get. And it's kind of where I end up, right? With my stage acting, it's the same thing. I always get cast as either the bad guy, the comic relief, or the lead, but when the lead is not supposed to be your typical heartthrob lead, but like the guy who used to be a jerk and learns to be a better person. Those are like the three roles I always get. Those are the three that I usually get. And my strength, I'm Canadian, and I'm a stage actor. I'm not a film actor, so none of that affects me. And I'm not a professional actor, so. Theo, hello, nice to see you. My opinions on Keanu Reeves. I don't know. I like the work he does. I like that he does a large variety of work. But for some reason, when I watch his acting, I'm not really impressed by it. I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but I'm sitting there and I just don't get why everybody loves him the way they do. Apparently, he is like one of the nicest people on the planet. So that probably has a lot to do with it. I don't really follow the whole gossip thing when it comes to Hollywood. But when I watch his movies, I'm just kind of like, yeah, but I do like his movies. I think his movies are great. I just don't understand why he's become such a darling. And I don't mean that as in like he doesn't deserve it. I don't see it, so I don't understand what it is, but I like him. I think he's good. Yeah, from everything I've heard and seen, Keanu Reeves is like, oh yeah, Robert Downey is probably the most interesting story arc as far as acting is concerned. Sorry guys, I'm kind of off on a tangent right now. is on an interesting story arc. Because he went from being in everything, then becoming a huge, drug addict and a bunch of problems, and nobody wanted to work with him. Nobody wanted anything to do with him. And then redeemed himself and actually redeemed himself. It's not like, what's his name? Mickey Rourke, I think is that guy's name, that has all the plastic surgery. That like in the 80s, he was the heartthrob. Then he became a huge drug addict. And now he's kind of back, but it's like, But like Robert Downey not only came back, but he came back tenfold, more talented, more hardworking, and more likable than ever. And he has the acting chops to back it all up. Robert Downey is... Everybody loves him and they praise him. But I still think people are sleeping on him because like when you think of a great actor, you think of Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is the actress that she'll pull off anything. But Robert Downey's at that same level. Like Robert Downey is shockingly good at what he does. And he's supposed to be super likable. Robert Downey Jr. is awesome. A fine wine or a good piece of cheese. Heck yeah. Ooh, wine with your Chinese order. Nice. No, Dracus, I'm not going to be doing that. Don Tavis, hello. Welcome. Yeah, I'm back at Elden Ring. I just spent the last 20 minutes just talking, though. Oh, man. Okay, so, Nier. Now that I've done all that, what should I do? Wait, hold on. I can level up, right? I should have enough to at least level up once. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I want to see it. I haven't seen it. I'm so out of the loop with, like, commercials and what's out there that I didn't even know Oppenheimer was a thing until right when the actors went on strike. And the only reason I found out it was a thing, like I knew who Oppenheimer was. And so when I kept hearing about like the Oppenheimer effect and all this stuff in like videos, I just thought it was something referencing the actual Oppenheimer. I didn't know it was a movie. I heard a lot of like media critics are pretty upset with Oppenheimer just because they made him a relatable victim of circumstance when in reality Oppenheimer was a life-devastating being who created something horrible. But that being said, I've heard it's a phenomenal movie. And then I heard about like the whole, like it's truly an IMAX movie and like people should watch it in true IMAX and all this stuff. I want to see it. Barbenheimer. Yeah, that's like Barbie. I don't understand what the big hype with Barbie was. Apparently it's amazing, but I don't know why people were so hyped up about Barbie in general. And again, not because I'm like, oh, Barbie is stupid. No, I don't understand what the hype is built around. I don't get it. What's my favorite movie? I've got a few, but my all-time favorite movie, which I objectively know is a bad movie, is I don't think that's enough to level up. Is Dawn of the Dead, but the remake with Sarah Polley. 2002, I think is when it was released. 2004, maybe. Three of your kids went to Barbie. Yeah, I don't understand it. Jar Jar me. Shaun of the Dead's pretty good, but Dawn of the Dead, that's what it was named after, is the original idea. And it was by, what's his name? George A. Romero. And it was... okay, I don't even know where to go, so... and it was about people surviving in a mall. And they did it originally in the 80s, and then they remade it in 2000. I think it was 2004, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe 2005. And it was remade with like better graphics and a more realistic style zombie. That one was really, really good. I actually met one of the actors in it, which was really cool. And embarrassing because I didn't recognize him, even though that's one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know where to friggin' go. I don't like basketball, so I couldn't name one. Michael Jordan? I don't know. I have no idea. I've never seen Hot Fuzz. That's a comedian I enjoy. I don't remember his name, but his movies are good. He plays the same character, like we see in every movie. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead was great. I think Hot Fuzz is supposed to be just as good. I just haven't seen it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I enjoyed that too. Dawn of the Dead is one of the things with George A. Romero is he doesn't write a story that is traditional. Like traditional stories are you meet a character, then they get stuck in some kind of drama, and then they succeed in the end. George A. Romero's of the Dead series, it goes along more of like snippets of what's happening to these people. And in reality, if a zombie outbreak would happen, either all of humanity survives or all of humanity gets destroyed. And his interpretation is just random snippets of people's lives, and it almost always ends in them dying. Like the end of the movie is usually everybody dies. It's just about watching the interaction between the people. It's not about actually seeing them succeed through the mission. So it's never a satisfying journey, but it's always an interesting one, especially for the era that he started doing these movies. It was fresh. It was not seen normally. So it was, oh God, no. So I love them. I love them so much. I was really sad when he passed away. Yeah, he was Scotty. Yeah. He's good. I like him. I don't know. I don't know where to go near. I have no idea where I'm going. Simon Pegg. Yeah, Simon Pegg. That's the one. I look very Australian. I mean, when I think of Australia, I think of either like a blonde-haired white guy or like an indigenous Australian person. I mean, I know I'm light-skinned, but I don't think of like an olive-skinned Latino when I think of Australia. I don't even have an accent. Australian accent, anyway. That's a first. That's a first. Well, thank you, Jacob. That is very flattering. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know where to go now. What do I do? Where should I go? I haven't unlocked these maps. What if I come down here? I don't know where to go. I did. I talked to Vari and he did the finger thing. Talk to Vari again? Okay. I am. How did you know? I grew up with crocodiles. Crikey. That's one accent I wish I could do. I cannot do an Australian accent to save my life. I wish I could so badly. So badly. More dialogue and something to give you. Okay, let's try again. Let's try some more. How long have I been live for? Okay, not bad. That's how you know. Oh, I just got rid of my coffee mug. It had a spoon in it. Oh, I see you've played Knifey Spoony before. I know, it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. Crikey. Oh, man. I'm so good. I'm witty. I am funny. No, get out of here. You poisoned me last time. Oh. Oops. I keep wanting to push Y to jump. All right, here we go. Give me whatever you're going to give me.
Oh, another thing. You should have this.
Pure Blood Knight's Medal.
A medal granted by the new Mogwin dynasty, with the power to grant audience with luminary.
Hola, Wendy.
I've gone out of my way to provide one to you, but you mustn't use it just yet. The meeting must wait until the Mogwin dynasty commences. Luminary Moog yet slumbers beside the divinity. We must endure a little longer.
I like the way he talks. We must endure a little longer.
It is trying, but we must be patient.
But I want it now.
You will be elevated, deservedly, basking in love.
One day I might remember more. Hey, it's better than what I could do. Now explore the southern part of the map. Okay. Let's do it. I think the Chinese food's here. I'm so hungry. Try to find a bow if I can. Okay, I'll try. Because he called him maidenless. How dare you? How was work? Now that you're finished. Can I buy a bow from somebody? He's got a crossbow. Is a crossbow the right kind of bow?
You will.
I don't want to go here yet. That's what we're trying to do, is level up. I don't know where to go. It won't shoot far enough? Okay. Preston says not to come down here. I'm not ready. It won't shoot fat enough. I didn't even see that the first time. I definitely am. Okay. Let's see. Are you ever ready in this game? You're right. My body is never ready. My body is never ready. I miss Reggie. Nintendo doesn't have a face anymore. You know? It had Iwata and Reggie. Then Iwata passed away. And then Reggie retired. And it's just like, now there's no face to Nintendo. What level I'm 50 something. Level 50 something. 53 I think it was. Yeah, 53. Right? Like, why couldn't Bowser be a more personable person? Because with that name, it would have been marketing heaven. Like, they could have done so much with that, with having their person named Bowser. If he just had Reggie's personability. Like, Reggie could be awkward. Reggie sometimes seemed disconnected from gamers, but he was likable, and he seemed like he genuinely cared about Nintendo and the fans and the franchise. But Bowser, like, it very much seemed like a sir, you do know that, like, the lead enemy in Nintendo is called Bowser, right? And he'd be like, are you serious? What do you want me to do? Well, you need to be in front of the camera. Fine, I'll do like 1 or 2 videos and that's it. Like, it feels like he was forced into doing it, but like that he has zero interest in being the face of Nintendo, which is really sad. Yeah, he does have a ton of business smarts. Oh man, so sad. So sad. I don't know if I'll still be streaming long enough for that near, because I'm probably going to be stopping in a short little while. Oh, okay, Preston, to the talisman. Okay. I thought you meant not to be here. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Near. Preston wasn't saying not to come down here. Preston was saying not to go to the talisman Moog thing. Oh, you're welcome, Ty. You're welcome. Yeah, it's Nintendo has very quickly lost their face, and it's kind of weird that Nintendo has become so faceless, because I mean, for a long time Nintendo was faceless until Iwata and Fizame came through, because they both seemed passionate about gaming. But like, it's the same thing that's happened to Xbox. Like, Phil is the face of Xbox, but it really seems like he's fallen off recently. Like, he just doesn't, he seems like he's phoning it in a lot more. There's a lot of really bad decisions happening, and I don't know if it's because the decisions are being made and he's not being listened to, so he's kind of like, whatever then, or if he's genuinely lost interest and the decisions are being made because he's not interested. I don't know what the case is, but it's just like, even Phil just seems like he's phoning it in. And then Sony has no face. Like, Sony's just a complete corporation. Getting there is just a big scare. We'll see. This is what Nier was trying to help me with, Preston, is to just level up because my levels are really, really bad. Hello again, Drakus. Hello. I'm gonna destroy the bus. I might not. I'm way out of practice with Soulsborne games, and I'm way too distracted on chat. Do I like GTA games? I'm not sure, really. I got the GTA series that's available on mobile. Like I got on my tablet, which includes like GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Vice City Stories, and the Ballad of Gay Tony, I think was the other one. And then I own GTA 4 and 5. But out of all of them, 5 is the only one that I beat, and 5 is the only one that I felt like I couldn't put down. The other ones I enjoyed, but eventually I just kind of lost interest. So I don't know if I like GTA or if I just like 5 so much that the other ones seemed disappointing or what. I'm not sure. But I've enjoyed them. I don't know if I'm like a huge fan of them. So Nier says, Preston, that they got me to get the Mog medallion for the farming spot, not for the boss fight. Okay. I don't remember what Remnant is. Resi. Whoa. I want to say we came through this area. Did I beat a boss in this area already? I don't remember. You're totally correct. Okay. For the big bird, specifically the big bird, Nier says. Get out of here. So where am I heading now? If I'm down here, where am I heading? Am I supposed to be exploring this area? Is this what you wanted me to look at, Nier? Not where I am, but over here instead? Oh, no. This is Elden Ring. No, this is Patrick. It's Farm Simulator. Preston asks if the medallion transports you there, Nier. Action movies or comedy movies? It depends on my mood. I grew up on action movies. My dad was a giant action movie fan. So I have nostalgia and a soft spot for action movies. But I also feel like action movies nowadays are not what they used to be. Now action movies are like Marvel. And I think those are trash. Not that Marvel is trash, it's just like, as an action movie, they're trash. It's all CGI, it's not actual action like it used to be. So like, I like the era of like Schwarzenegger and Stallone and Van Damme. But I'm also a big fan of martial arts action movies. But specifically Asian martial arts action movies. I've talked about this before. There's a difference in the way they film their action sequences. Western action sequences tend to use a lot of camera angles, and like they'll show the person punching and they'll switch the angle to the person getting hit. Whereas like an Asian action movie will show it all in one continuous shot, so you'll see the swing, the hit, and the reaction all in one shot. And I'm a bigger fan of that because it feels much more organic. Whereas American action tends to be a lot flashier, but it's because Asian martial arts movies are done by true martial artists and not a bodybuilder who might have learned a little bit of martial arts. And there's a lot more technique behind it. So I do really like Asian martial arts action movies. But I'm a big fan of like the Schwarzenegger, muscle head, giant gun action movies too. They're just ridiculous, and I think they're awesome. Could you imagine, bro? Could you imagine? Okay, Nier says it doesn't take you directly to the farming spot, but it is pretty easy to find from there. Okay, let me put down another marker here. Where did I put the last marker? Where did I put my last marker? Is that the only marker I have right now? No, it's 2. Where's number 1? Number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? There we go. It has the Western great storyline, but with the Asian realistic satisfying action. Yeah, it was very Asian inspired. Yeah, Kill Bill was a really nice balance of the two. And I think that's what makes Kill Bill stand out so much in like movie history, is it was such a melding of the two, because there have been Asian martial artists hired with a whole Asian stunt team, but directed by Western directors, and it just never flows well. It never does well because it's filmed in the Western mentality, and it just doesn't work because Asian choreography is very, very conducive to Asian filmography and not Western filmography. So it just never works well. But yeah, like I was a big fan of like the 90s Jackie Chan era, Jet Li, Chow Yun-fat. Like I loved their movies because they were so much more beautifully choreographed. Whereas like Western action tends to be very brute force. Like you want the big guy to give one big punch. Whereas like Asian martial arts style movies are very artistic and flowy, and it'll be like 15 hits. And even though none of them will like break a guy through a wall and destroy the whole building, those 15 hits are so much more intense to watch just because of the way it's filmed and choreographed. Oh, there's a boss at the end of the castle. Did I do this boss though? I don't know if I did this boss. I might have. I feel like I might have. Let me see. Yeah, through this door, right? Yeah, I did do this boss. I was through this door, or no, this is the boss. It was right here, right? I did this one. Okay, yeah, I did do this one. That's why I recognize this area. All right, so I'm going to head to that waypoint and see what I see. Hence why I have grace. I have so much grace. I know you were talking about the point, but still, I want to pretend like I'm graceful. I'm a little bit cautious about the new Super Mario Bros. Video game. Because I talked about this before, and I don't think I was very clear on what I was trying to say. Hopefully I'm a little bit clearer this time. The new Super Mario Bros. Series, you know how they have like New Super Mario U, New Super Mario on the 3DS. They have, they have all the like the new Super Mario series. It was really creative and it was new, and I love the mechanics on how to control Mario. But I feel like Nintendo overdid it with that new Super Mario Bros. U. Like they burnt everybody out, because if you take every single one of the new Super Mario Bros. U, they all look exactly the same. They all use the same music. They all use the same mechanics. And the only thing that really varies is the levels and a few of the power-ups. But overall, they're exactly the same game. So they all felt like DLC to the original New Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. I just feel like Nintendo overdid it. So I'm cautious about the new Super Mario Wonder, because I'm worried it's going to be very new Super Mario Bros. With just some basic changes and not feel like a brand new game. Because if you look at Super Mario 1 on the NES, Super Mario 2 and Super Mario 3, and even Super Mario World, they're all completely different art styles, they're all completely different gameplay formats, and they're all completely different power-up systems. So they feel like brand new games. But then you look at all the new Super Mario games, and they all feel exactly the same. So I'm just worried that Wonder is going to feel too much like that and not enough like the original series. But I'm hopeful, because graphically it looks really interesting. It seems to be promising some pretty big changes. I'm just not going to get my hopes up. All right, Nier. We'll see you next time if I'm not live when you come back. I'm probably gonna stop real soon. Real soon. Zelda or Luigi? Zelda. Well, Link. Well, no, I like Luigi better, but I like the Zelda games better. I'm a big Zelda fan. I actually used to have Zelda running consistently on the channel. I just haven't done Zelda in a while because I did it for a bit too much. You are for now. Oh, man. SX, as it stands right now, I'm hoping to stream tomorrow. I don't know for sure how I'll feel, but I'm hoping to stream tomorrow. It'll probably be around the same time as today. Aw. Huh. Your son beat Twilight Princess yesterday? Nice. I hated the stupid buggy part. The part where you have to, like, protect the one carriage thing. I hated that part. What is this place? Whoa, that's a cool attack. Ow, 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 ow. I feel like I'm not in any imminent danger, so I'm not too worried about getting hit, but still. Yeah, Twilight Princess was pretty good. Except for the Wolf Link part. I hate the Wolf Link part. That's the only reason that game is not on the top for me, but it was an interesting story. Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat? I prefer Mortal Kombat, but that has to do more with Street Fighter. You really have to be good at fighting games to get the full benefit of Street Fighter. Whereas Mortal Kombat, you can be like me and just barely be good at those games and still have a lot of fun because of all the gore and stuff. So I prefer Mortal Kombat to Street Fighter. But I know Street Fighter is mechanically a much better game. Two hours, alright. Oh, we found another Grace. Okay, perfect. Or is this the same Grace? No, this is a new one, right? Ah, okay, it was a new one. Mortal Kombat 1, I guess. I honestly, I have zero interest in Street Fighter. But I also have, like, 1% interest in Mortal Kombat, so it's not by much. It's not like it's a huge thing. Like, it's not like I'm looking at one going, yeah, this is so awesome. But for me, they're like, they're both boring, but this one's a little bit less boring, I guess. Anyways, I should get going. I gotta eat. I'm hungry, and then I gotta work tonight. It's already 5:30. Oh. But yeah, I gotta get going. I'm hoping to be live tomorrow. I'm probably going to play some Dave the Diver. I don't think I'm going to be doing Resident Evil for at least a couple of days while I get used to things. I prefer to YouTube. TikTok is... The algorithm is super powerful. As a creator, I like TikTok because the algorithm is great. As a viewer, I prefer YouTube because they have, one, longer form videos. Two, you can have a better system to watch the people you like. TikTok isn't very good at that. Like, if you accidentally watch one video for too long, now all of a sudden that's all you get on your page, which I'm not a big fan of. You know, I constantly get sucked into like political TikTok and I hate it. Or I'll get like sucked into like the sexy e-girl TikTok, which, like, sure, they're hot, but like I don't, that's not what I want to watch. I want to watch, like, you know, interesting gaming facts or like cool gaming news, like that kind of stuff, but I rarely get it. Or like if I watch a stream friend of mine post something, then all of a sudden all I get is like Twitch tips, or scam Twitch people. So I don't like that about TikTok as a viewer. Whereas like YouTube, I subscribe to people I like. I see the videos I like from the communities that I like instead of just random stuff all the time. TikTok, you can't build a community on TikTok. Twitch is probably my least favorite platform out of all of them. I stream on Twitch because that's where most people watch. That's where most of my community is. That's where financially is the most logical place to be. But the algorithm sucks. Discoverability sucks. Making friends with people on Twitch is really hard because 75% of them also want to be streamers, and they're only your friends because they're hoping that you'll help them grow. So that kind of sucks. Whereas like YouTube, if I make friends with people, they're not necessarily YouTubers. They're not necessarily streamers. They're just people that want content. And so they'll support me because they want to, not because they want something out of it. Whereas like Twitch can very quickly turn into they want something from me. So YouTube, for sure. TikTok is my favorite to create on. YouTube is my favorite to watch. Twitch is the one that I hate the most, but I put up with. You want conspiracies? That's the most. All right, I gotta get out of here. I will see you all in a couple of days, or not a couple of days. I'll see you all tomorrow. And we'll play some Dave the Diver and continue with that. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. That game is it's so fun to just shut my brain off and play. And I don't know what's going to happen over the weekend or next week because I'm still kind of figuring out this whole schedule. It's going to be kind of weird. But I might be live on the weekend because I'm going to have the weekend off. So, but it's going to be weird because like I'm working overnights tomorrow, which technically means I'm working into Saturday in the middle of the night. Then I'm off during the day on Saturday. I'm off during the night or the day on Sunday. But then Monday at 5 a.m. I'm back at work. So I'm technically getting only like a day and a half off. So I don't know how I'm going to work out the streams with my energy at that point. But we'll see. If anything, I'll be back on Monday. Buenas noches. Yeah, you spelled it right. You spelled it right. No worries. Cover, hello, welcome. Hello. Sorry, I'm just leaving. You popped in right as I'm leaving. I apologize. I promise it's not because you came here. I promise. All right. I will see you all in a few hours, in a day. I'll see you all in a day. Thank you for being here. Like I said, it's probably going to be as late as it was today. I'm still not doing super long streams, but I'm going to start those pretty soon. But yeah, thank you everybody for the support. I love you all. TikTok, see you later. I hope you have yourselves a great day. And Twitch and YouTube, thank you all. I really appreciate you all being here. Thank you for the patience. It's going to be a really weird schedule for the next little while as I get used to what's going on and I see what days work best for me. Like, there's a really good chance that Friday, Saturdays are not going to be good for streams for me because Friday I'm doing 2 locations versus the 3, but I'm doing them by myself. So that's going to be a little bit more physically demanding. And it's also going to mess with the way that I'm like sleeping and stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I will be trying to stay on top of streaming as much as I can. And hopefully we'll set a schedule real soon. And then you guys can kind of get used to what I'm streaming, when I'm streaming it. And then we can start upping the hours and that'll be good. All right, everybody. Have yourselves a great day. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.